Hey, what you guys doing? I'm gonna start out a little slow on this one. I was going to do a video, and I looked around, and it's like the two fawns and their moms. Hey, I'm gonna try to be quiet so I don't chase them away. It's okay, guys. It's okay. It's okay. Wow, ironic. And so, my audience, hey, what you guys up to? Hey. I must be popular beyond just my YouTube audience because I've got the wildlife watching here. And the irony really is, that I'm talking about hunting. So don't take this personally. Do not take it personally. You're safe. What do I say about this? I came out this morning, gave the turkeys some sunflower seeds, and it was originally intended to be a two-part thing, but it turned into a three-part. There's some of our local wildlife, the very elusive white-tailed deer. I hope you can still see them there watching me. Kind of threw me off my game. Anyway, I just kind of feel wrong in some ways. The dream catcher bow turned out well. I'm going to have the other two done today. I like to have a little beveled along the edge on the bellies, and I'm going to finish sand them, get it up to like 320, 400 grit. I mentioned Warpath Archery, and I have to do a shout out to my buddy. As far as the tips, these look like what you would see as an obsidian tip, but this actually is not obsidian. It's a harder rock. I'm not really too sure what it is. A flint. I could probably ask him and find out, but he traded a bow for me and made a beautiful set of 12 arrows with these different points, and some of them are blue, some of them are gray, but I'm going to clue you in. So if you are shopping for stone points, Warpath Archery. It's a good source. They look a lot similar to the triangular obsidian points that a lot of people are making. It's not a fancy point pattern, but it is an effective point pattern. So that is that. This was intended to be, this is my rant on the disposable society we have. So our dryer, and I'm going to label this video, rant on disposable appliances. But, I make bows, I do other things. I'm my own motorcycle mechanic. And when we push the button on our dryer, it starts, but then you take your finger off, and it stops running. There's a point to this. And so we're checking around, calling appliance repair people, blah, blah, blah. And the one that can come out and fix it is the place where we bought it from only 5 years ago. The thing took a dump on us after 5 years. And so the charges are $100 just to drive the 8 miles to get here. $100 just to show up at the door. And then it's a certain hourly wage, $18 for the first 15 minutes, and then so the labor would turn out to be like $300, plus they want to charge us $150 or something for the new dryer motor. And basically the conventional wisdom is in this modern society is that, well, instead of fixing this 5-year-old dryer, you should probably just buy a new one. And I have to believe that somewhere out there somebody would take this 5-year-old dryer, just stick a new motor in it, and then resell it so they're getting a double bang for their buck. So using the miracle of YouTube, I'm checking out, they have how how to analyze, you know, issues with your appliances, YouTube is a wonderful thing because there's how-to videos on everything. Well, how to analyze it, and yes, I'm analyzing it according to this appliance repair guy, and it is the motor. So I'm checking around how much for a new motor, and there's a genuine OEM part on eBay, a brand new motor for $60. And so my way of thinking, being a simple John, is I've never taken apart a dryer. I've taken apart my motorcycle, every piece, and put it back together again. And so what sense does it make? I'm kind of gambling because I'm not an electrical wizard, so I can't really 100% sure it's the motor, but it's a pretty simple thing. I replaced the switch, which was a $9 part, and then there's the control panels, you know, for the heat, etc. But that can't be it. It has to be in the motor because that's the only thing. It's not a fuse because things run. It's the motor. So, you know, why not? I'm going to take it apart first. I'm going to be somewhat smart. I mean, the thing is shot anyway. Take it apart. Take photos along the way, maybe videos on how to take this thing apart, take the motor out. And if I can take it apart easily, then I can put it back together easily. And, you know, I'm going to risk the $60 opposed to buying a new $600 dryer. The long and the short of it is, what the hell happened to us is this, or what the heck, I have to be proper because where I am, don't want to like insult the deer with my crude speech. What the heck happened to us as a society that like we're not able to do anything anymore? A lot of us can. There are people that are watching this that can take their cars apart, you know, so I'm sure I'm preaching to the choir. But as far as calling a place, if you're not familiar with something, you know, like taking apart a dryer, check out a YouTube video first, because they're heart very simple machines. And watch some videos. If it's something you feel you can handle, first unplug it, you know, give it a try. What's the risk? In my case, $60 plus shipping, opposed to going to my employers and saying our 5-year-old dryer broke, can I please have $600 to replace it? Like, no, I couldn't live with myself if I did that. You know, my wife has a certain attitude towards this thing, but she'd be probably willing to allow me to experiment. But philosophically, I shan't just give up, you know, on something simple like this and say I'm going to buy a new one. It goes along with everything. Everything now is disposable. Yeah. Irresponsible. It's just irresponsible. And that's my rant. I'm going to clean this up by showing something that I feel is very nice. I should mention also that, oh, I haven't scaled it yet, but it's in the early 60s. It's in the low 60s. And this is a free agent. The 2 diamond bows are called for. Hello, Gerald. I know you've been waiting for a long time, but, you know, it's almost done. And Leo, I believe, they're already called for. But this heavier bow, nobody has asked me to make an above 60-pound paddle bow. And so, here it is if you want it. Wow. Sore shoulders. 165 plus shipping within the continental U.S. It would be more if you were a Canuck, Canadian. Unfortunately, it would be a lot more if you were in Europe. The last bow I shipped to Sweden, it was $160 to ship it via FedEx International. UPS is even more. And I can't do it U.S. Postal Service because they have length limits for certain things. I'm actually somewhat reluctant to ship to other countries, not because I'm against other countries, not at all. It's because sometimes things will be shipped and then customs will stop it because it's not allowed, and these, you know, can pass for objects d'art, but they're also weapons, and so I'm not too clear on that. I think I have something over here. Oh yeah, just to show you how multifaceted work started on this. Unfortunately, the growth rings are thinner than I would like as far as being a self bow, but I'm going to back it. You can see that they get thicker down here, but then I'm going to run into this issue. It was a small diameter tree, and I don't want to deal with the pith here, and so I'm going to keep it at the surface level, and I'll hold that up and keep it. And with Osage, you really want thicker growth rings for the back if it's a self bow than that. I'm willing to back this, even though the growth ring is slightly thinner, because I don't want to like just chuck this piece of wood out. It's decent. It's relatively straight. It's got some like wonkiness to it, but Osage works really easy as far as putting bends in with dry heat. And that is that. The deer are off. I don't know where they are. They're somewhere around here. The two fawns and the two does. Hopefully I caught it in the video. Turkeys have finished their seeds. I'm looking forward to another day. It's now 5 straight months, 7 days a week, so getting a little on the tired side, but it's been a great summer. I had a few couples that have done things they shouldn't have, like hop over the edge of the observation platform and run in the dunes like that, but it's been interesting and unusual in the fact that even August, 99.999% of our visitors have been great. Absolutely great. It's been a charmed summer as far as the visitors. I appreciate that. Have a good day, everyone. And if your dryer breaks, think about watching a video and doing the work yourself. Personal responsibility. Yes.